ask forgiveness. So if you don't object, I'd really like to have you join in on this thing. Use your power of visualization. And even if you don't see the direct purpose immediately, trust me that there is a purpose in this exercise. Because the purpose of this exercise is for you to go inward through visualization and to learn to forgive you and others and cut the chain. Okay? So, I want you all to close your eyes. This is going to be a guided meditation. Meaning I'm going to take you on this journey. Visualize me as your bus driver. I'm just your Irish bus driver. I'm going to take you on this journey. We're all in India together right now, right? We're all in India. We're up in the Himalayas. We're out in a parking lot. And I'm telling you guys, I want you to get on the forgiveness journey bus. You're going with brother love. We're going on this bus. Visualize yourself getting on this bus, whatever way you want to make the bus look. All of you in this group are on the bus. Reverend Bill is your driver. I'm going to take you up the mountain to the Temple of Forgiveness. And you're coming with me. Brother Love's taking you to the temple. I want you to come along. Get in the bus. Look who you're sitting next to in the bus. Are you comfortable? How do you feel? It's a hot day. And we're driving up there. I want you to, in your mind, I kind of want you to reflect on, well, who do I want to forgive? Maybe it's just yourself. Maybe it's your family. Maybe it's your parents. Maybe it's your child. Maybe it's your boss. Maybe it's the President of the United States. Maybe it's whatever. If you're holding on to anger, thoughts of revenge, grief, and victimation, don't be a victim. Stay on my bus. Okay, up the road here, gotta make a couple turns. We're pulling into a dirt parking lot. We look out the window of the bus and you're gonna see this temple. It's hard to tell what kind of temple. It's not a Shiva temple, it's kind of maybe not a Buddhist temple, but you can tell it's a sacred place. And it resonates with you. So if you see it as a Hindu temple, that's what it is. If you see it as a church, that's what it is. If you see it as a Buddhist temple, that's what it is. And I'm telling you as your driver, it's time to get off. So we're all getting out the door. We're all going to follow Jerry out the door. He's going to lead us because he's always first in the line at the church door, right? So we're going to follow him. And the driver, I'm just encouraging you guys, come on, let's go, let's go. The church door is unlocked, but they're big church doors. There could be a temple. This could be a Jewish temple. So whatever you want to make it. This is your sacred place. So go where you want to go. So we get to the door and nobody's able to open it, but Reverend Bill's got the ability. He's got the magic hand. He's going to open this big temple door. It's hand carved. Look at the carvings on there. They're sacred. What's sacred to you? That's what's on here. We're going to walk inside, and when we go inside, it's dark inside this church temple. You can't see anything. And Reverend Bill is handing you each a candle. Unlit candle. And as you're standing inside this church temple, Reverend Bill's got a large match, and he's lighting John's candle, Stuart's candle, Robert's candle, Leslie's, and Sharon's candles, and Lewis's candle, David's candle, and everybody's candles, and Skip, and everybody, Greg's candle, and now you can see the people around you. And Reverend Bill, your driver, is just telling you, come on down. Go on down to the temple. Go down to the altar. And we go down to the altar. And we're standing there. And there's secret fires being burned. There's little pans with little fires going and candles and incense burning. And you can smell the incense. It's like, wow. And now you sense that there's somebody watching you. And you look around and you realize that we are not alone. We're standing up by the altar. But we realize there's people sitting in the chairs and the pews. Look around. Do you recognize anybody? Some of you may look in the audience and see your younger self. Some of you may see your old self there, sitting there. Some of you may see your old enemies, your old bosses, your parents. Whether they're dead or not makes no difference. But what's tormenting your soul? What's stopping you from forgiving? Who's these people that you're not forgiven? Who's these people that you're angry for? You're hateful for? You're not at peace with. So look at them. Some of the group looks and sees themselves. And they have to realize that they're holding themselves hostage. Some of you look and you see, my parents, I still feel that. My ex-husband, my ex-wife. You know, there's people out there, but people don't understand me. They don't look. Look at it. Take all your excuses away. And when you look at these people out there sitting in the pews, you realize that there's chains and ropes coming from some of them, and they're wrapped around you. There's some that just have little strings that are going from them to you, wrapped around your body. But some have real chains and anchors. And so, the more problem you have with that person, the greater the chains are. The heavier the ropes are. And you got to look at these people and go, Lord, forgive them. Forgive me for not forgiving them. Lord, I forgive them. And if you're looking at yourself, your younger self, forgive yourself. Whatever you did in the past makes no difference. Whatever they did in the past makes no difference. Spiritually embrace them with your heart. Start walking towards them. Inside your head, with your heart, you're sending love. If it's your younger self, go over and hug your younger self. Forgive your younger self. If it's somebody from your past that's troubled you, forgive them. Forgive them. And as you forgive them, you'll see the chains and the ropes and the strings being cut, severed, broken. Now you're sitting there and standing there wherever you're at in the church, free of all these ties. You're not tied to them if you don't want to be. This is the people, the worst people that you have the worst anger, they're in the front. You know there's people in the back that you got to deal with later, but Reverend Bill, the driver of the bus, got to say, hey, make peace with those up front. These are the ones that are hurting you the most. And if that's your younger self out there, then truly love that person. Your younger self does not deserve this unforgiveness. Your younger self needs to be forgiven. Your former enemies, you have no enemies. People have hurt you out of ignorance. Because when they hurt you, they hurt themselves. But notice that when you forgive them, it doesn't necessarily free them from their karma. Except when you're forgiving yourself. But when you're forgiving others, you're not forgiving their karma. But you're not the judge. But you're freeing yourself from that hate, from that anger. Now I want you to go walk back towards the altar. Take your candle and I want you to set it on the altar. And I want you to say a prayer for the people that you've forgiven. Do that now mentally. Forgive them. And don't forget to forgive yourself. And now Reverend Bill's saying, we got to get back on the bus of life. So we focus on all the people that we've forgiven. And we realize we got a lot of work to come back to this temple. More visits are needed. Daily visits are needed to cleanse our heart, to forgive ourselves. And we all hold hands and we take a vow. The vow is to love ourselves. Love ourselves and love ourselves as a group because we are all one. Reverend Bill opens the door. The light shines in. and you see the light, and you feel lighthearted, and you feel love surrounding you. And you hear Reverend Bill say, you are truly all forgiven. Get on the bus. Go home. Just sit there. Think about that. Now say in your own mind, in your own words, I love you, meaning you're loving yourself. I love you. I love you. I love you. And then in your mind, say, I forgive you, meaning you. You forgive you. And be grateful for everything that's happened to you, including these people that came into your life and caused you issues. They all came in as a teacher. Thank them for that. Open your eyes. You don't think something's happened, but the last 2 workshops I gave, within weeks after that, I got a stream of emails from people. It didn't hit them until days later. But something happens when you open that up. I realize that the first person to be forgiven, the most important person to be forgiven in that front row is you. Don't believe your parents when they said you were a stupid idiot, you're never going to amount to anything. Don't believe any of that stuff. Believe that you are loved, you are a child of God, that you and I are one, we are all one. Everything in the end is all about love. That's where the story ends. That's where the story begins. That's the Alpha Omega. Love. No matter what chapter you go, no matter where you shift in time and space, because there is no time and space. That's the whole thing, seriously. All right, so just hold that. I want that energy to settle. I'm going to tell you a forgiveness story. I was working for the post office, and I had a new boss come in, and for whatever reason she hated me. I was selected to be the postmaster of this town I live in, and I did the interview, everybody picked me, I was going to get the job, and then months went by and they never announced that I got it, even though everybody on the board said, yeah, you got it, it's yours. And then this woman, executive, messed up and she got downgraded, and they gave her the job. And I come to work one day and I got a new boss, and nobody told me I didn't get the job. So, she comes in there and says, well, I know you got some bad feelings, she made assumptions. So I want you to leave, get another job, don't stay here. If you stay here, it's gonna be a problem. And I didn't, I love everybody, I had no problem working for her, right? 6 months later, she's trying to get me fired, trying to, all kinds of stuff nasty she's doing to me, she's saying bad things about me. And every time she did something, I was all love. And the big bosses come down and say, can you file a complaint against her? We want to hang her. And I wouldn't file charges. I said, no. Anyway, things worked out eventually. I got a better job and things went on. But I prayed for her every night for 18 straight years, even after I retired. 18 years, I prayed for her and showed light around her and sent her love. Never told her. I saw her 18 years later at the installation of a new postmaster for the same town. She was invited to help the new postmaster, turn over, a certificate or something. And I was there as a chaplain to give the benediction. And she saw me. And she come running up to me and gave me the biggest hug. Oh, Reverend, Bill. And she was just telling everybody how great I was. Except for the last 15, 16, 17 years, she badmouthed me everywhere she went. And then all of a sudden, 18 years of praying for that woman. There is no time limit for love. I didn't give up. I didn't hate her. I never hated her. Now, here's a strange thing. When I thought you were going to ask me earlier, because you talked about love, when I was in Vietnam, people said, boy, geez, you fired 1 million rounds in Vietnam, in case somebody wants to keep track. I fired 1 million rounds, 7.62 millimeter on an M60 machine gun. It's going to do something out there, right? Every time I pulled the trigger, I prayed to God for those I was shooting at, for their soul, for love. for their comfort, whatever. But I had to protect the troops I was with. I couldn't say, well, I'm not gonna fire, because that would kill my guys that are getting off my helicopter. But I never fired anybody with anger. There was no hate for the enemy. There was love. And if they were shooting at me, I had no hate for them, because it's like, that's their job. They're trying to kill me. Good luck, but that's your job. I'm not mad at you. People that have not been in combat don't understand that. You don't have to hate your enemy. The enemy's just doing the same thing you're doing on the other side. Politicians run the war.
You do get angry though when your buddy's brains are shot out. That pisses you off.
Yes, it does.
I don't know if you call it hate, but you get some mob thing or something. Everybody gets.
Well,
you can slow down. Your blood comes up or something, but you can slow down and say, yeah, I love these guys, but I got to do what I got to do.
That's it. You got to do what you got to do. No, you got to do. You don't stop, because that would be a sin to the people you're supposed to fight and protect. You're a teammate. You don't play for the other side. I mean, you got to tackle, right? The guy's going for a touchdown. You got to stop, right? But I can honestly say, no hate, no anger. And I've seen a lot of stuff. I've seen a lot of stuff. I've been shot by a machine gun. I've been blown up. You name it, it's happened. But I fought a different kind of war. And that's why I've coined this thing spiritual warrior. And I really mean it when I say spiritual warrior. Because it's really about transcending hate and anger. And it's all about love. And you're loving, so it's like a doctor. He's got to cut an arm off. That hurts. It's a lousy thing to do. The doctor's not doing it anything but out of love to save your life. So that's how you got to approach life. Sometimes you just got to do your duty. As long as it doesn't violate your spiritual principles. That's important. All right. I hope that answers your question that you didn't ask, but I thought you might. All right. So now let's review how do you go about healing. Because a lot of you come here, and I've advertised this as self-healing, and I really want you to focus on that. This is not Reverend Bill's going to come and heal you, although we will do some hands-on here, whoever wants it. And I'm going to send some healing energy out. So that may happen. But I want you to realize that's only going to happen because I've got you. It's you. It's you. I'm conducting the orchestra. You're playing the instruments. Okay, it's the best way I can put it. But if you really listen, all right. So every morning, every evening, you wake up, you have to have purpose in your life. Why am I starting this day? What's going on? I think one of the greatest prayers is, and somebody could probably recite it for me, St. Francis prayer.
Grant me the power to, I have it in the other.
Make me an instrument.
Make me an instrument of your peace. Where there's faith, let me sow love, or darkness, or where there's darkness, let me sow light. Where there's doubt, let me sow faith. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Oh, divine master.
All the above on that. I define it as this. You're not here to be understood. You're here to understand. You're not here to be loved. You're here to love. You're not here to get. You're here to give. And if you live your life each morning like that, and I wake up and go, use me. And whatever prayer you use, Babaji, Gurunov, Paramahansa, Shiva, it doesn't matter. Moses, doesn't make any difference. God, use me today. Is there somebody at a crossroads that's having trouble? Is there some way I can intervene? Is just my smile enough? Whatever I can do, let me serve you. Show me my purpose today. And when you go with that intention every day, those people will cross your help to need it. It may be just somebody needing directions how to get on the bus. Maybe somebody needs a smile. Maybe somebody needs somebody to understand and listen to them. Nobody listens to anybody anymore. That's why they have to pay you have to pay somebody, a psychiatrist, to listen to your story that your friend should have heard. I mean, that's why my phone rings off the hook, because Reverend Bill doesn't charge anybody. It's crazy. It's like, come on, okay, move on. So, start off with purpose. Now, if you're having pain, let's talk about pain management. If you focus on the pain, then you're getting nowhere. You're just magnifying it. So when I have really great pain, for example, I had my back go out in March or April this year. I lost 1.5 inches. It collapsed. You know how much pain that was? I mean, it was like bone on bone. There was no gaps anymore. I lost 1.5 inches. Osteoporosis at the worst. It just went, and I was in bed. I couldn't move. You know, if you have back pain. Somebody here have back pains? Okay, this is all for you. So the back was, when the back is hurting, your life is, it doesn't matter what's happening. Nothing's going to make you happy. I mean, you can't get comfortable in a prenatal position. You can't get comfort standing, sitting, laying, sitting. There's nothing there's no position you can get in when your back is out. It's just painful. And so I finally managed to make my way to my computer chair, and I sat there and I go, this happened 1 month after my teeth. And I said, this worked on my teeth. Let's push my luck. So I just had that thought. And I go, well, I love my back too. And that's all I did. And the pain went away right away. My faith has gotten to a point that I don't even have to go through all this. I just go, well, that should happen then, right? I love my back. End of story. Boom, there it was. I was walking. Now, if you took an X-ray, my back probably looks exactly the same. Still messed up. But if it's messed up and I can walk and there's no pain, I don't care. Right?
Right.
So, when I got my operations, I mean, they were really bad some nights. It was really, I wouldn't take pain pills. I'd just sit down and I'd do the same thing, all right? And that is, grab onto the part, touch with your hands, with your fingers, the antenna. If you're right-handed, use your right hand. If you're left-handed, use your left hand. And God don't care, but whatever, it doesn't matter what I'm trying to say. Just use whatever hand that feels right to you, all right? Grab onto it, touch it. If it's your knee, back's a little hard. So back, sometimes you just got to go to the front of the back and have it go to the rear. And then just send it love. I love you. But don't demand God take away this pain. God take away this cancer. God do this. God. You go to God, give me what I need. Sure will. Give me what I need. That's a courageous prayer. Because sometimes what you need is not what you want. But that's what you do. It's about what you need. But if you really ramp up the power of your faith, and you ramp up the energy by changing the frequency, it's all about love again. It's all about love. You're changing the frequency, and you're in vibration with that. You manage that pain. That pain, I teach this to veterans. They get burns and wounds, and they can cut the pain different levels, depending on their ability to buy in on this. The more, I don't want to insult anybody, but the more intellectual they are, the harder it is to convince them. That's why people like me, that's just average Joe, that's childlike, that thinks he's 5 years old, doesn't want to grow up Peter Pan. I go, well, this is what you do. And an intellectual person says, that makes no sense at all. This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I mean, come on, get real. Give me some real program. Give me some. That's why shamans, if you go to a shaman or a witch doctor or a doctor, they'll give you a pill, they'll burn an incense, they'll do a ritual. You need something because you can't believe it with nothing. Right? You don't. Now, if the shaman does this and says, go drink this for 30 days, you'll be okay, you're probably going to get well. Same thing with the doctor giving you a sugar pill. Well, it's going to work. It's you that's the healer. It's you that's the teacher. It's you that's the guru. It's you that's God. Everything in this great one is you. There is nothing outside of you. So when you start reaching outside for stuff, reaching outside for healing, reaching for that, reaching for this, it's all with the universe, the cosmos, the creation, God. Everything dwells within you in the one. Cosmic space, you. So, go to this place that you're having a pain. Pain can be managed, and it'll be managed to different degrees. And be willing to accept the degree that which it's downgraded to. And if you have to pick, my thought was, it's God's. If He wants the pain to go away, it's going to go away. I'm not demanding, because I don't know, maybe that pain is teaching me something. Maybe that's burning karma for me or somebody. I don't demand. See, people go, oh, you got to demand. You got to tell God what. God knows what you want. Oh, I got to pray to God. Tell him I got to give him my shopping list, just like Santa Claus. Hey, Santa Claus, I need this. No. If you're asking for something from God, you're telling God, God doesn't know what you need. God don't know what you need. You got to tell God what to do. God, you can't make me sick. What's wrong with you? Make me well. Your job is to love. And when you love, you will heal. And the fact that you're getting all this pain and stuff, maybe that's taking you to that loving place. And even if you die, that guy had 6 months left to live, right? And even if you die, he learned love. And he healed spiritually. So there's a lot of ways to go in this. All right? So that's for your physical pain. It's like, think about this. You get on an elevator, you got that crazy music in the background. It's going on and on and on. You Barry Manilow or something, it's playing. And you can't get the tune out. Once you notice it, it's always there, and you hear it when you're going through the store, and it drives you freaking crazy. You get in your car. I'm not going to think about that, but that's all you think about is that song. It's in your head forever for the rest of the day. That's pain. Don't go there. Oh, okay, that's a nice song. Boop. Ignore it. Boop. Recognize your pain. Oh, hello, pain. Hello, pain. That's it. It's your friend. All right, thank you. Have a nice day. Move on. The more you focus on getting rid of it, the more you're going to feel it. Same thing if you have mental problems, mental health issues, anxiety, things like that. The more you focus on it, the more you fret over it, the greater the power you give it. I showed a couple of people the other night a technique that they use in India that I was taught for anxiety. Okay? You want something really simple to take to your children or other people? You have an anxiety attack, and they're all pretty bad, right? So, anxiety attack, it feels like you're having a heart attack, all this stuff's going crazy. Take your hands, put them in a namaste position. Hold it up. All right, now just hold the position there. And then just think about your breathing. The person will start to regulate itself up and in and out, slow. 10, 12 minutes of that is better than breathing in a paper bag. That's what they did in India in the old days. That's how they got rid of anxiety. Just focusing, your hands are in a defined, surrendering position. The God in me bows to the God in you. It calms you down, you breathe slower. Simple. Everything I'm talking about today, wow, my God, I went through, this guy was so simple. You ought to heard this lecture, this Reverend Bill guy came in. He's a child, man. He's an idiot. I mean, even immensely stupid. I mean, what's wrong with this guy, right? He's telling us that he could do that, he's going to take care of that, and faith is good. I'm telling you right now that faith can heal you. And if you believe that the power is coming through me to you, that's what happens. But if you believe the power is from you to you, even more power can happen. Like if I went over to Stuart, come here, Stuart. It's like this was an evangelist thing. If I'm really brother love, and I'm going to go, heal! Walk! See, he walks! Amazing! Amazing! He walked! Let's hear it! Come on! Tell me what you felt.
Oh. Indescribable. It was warmth.
Okay. I made fun there, but it was really something serious going on there. Yeah. And when you laughed, you took your mental barriers and you brought them down. Sherry, come here.
Yeah, that's good.
We love you, Jerry.
Sit in the chair. We're gonna ask God to cure him of baldness. Make your hair look as good as mine. I want all of you, this is all of us now. Okay? We're gonna focus on sending energy through my right and left hands, right through, with beam of light coming down. You're gonna visualize your energy going to him. I want all of you to take whatever hand your hands you want, point to him, send your energy to him. This is not me, this is all of you. This is for his mental, spiritual health. Ready? I want you all to send him, Jerry, love. 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 Send it. Spread it. Love. Love. We love you. God loves you. The gurus love you. The divine loves you. Lord Shiva loves you. Love yourself, Jerry. Love yourself. Stuart, why don't you help him up? Robert, why don't you help him up? Yeah, help him back. There's voltage going there. He feels it. I'll take a volunteer. Okay. So I'm doing this to show you on the technique. I healed her. She's not bald anymore. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's not Jerry. Okay. All right. The technique we're doing is the energy transfer like you do in recharging exercises. Now you felt the energy was coming down there. People were amplifying it because so's better with more. So if you're working on somebody, this works. No, don't get insulted. This works on dogs, cats, children, people. Are you ready for this? Houseplants. Put your hands around the pot. It all works. It's energy. And as I was teaching Kim today about potato electricity, they didn't believe me that you could get electricity from potato. We found out you can, right?
Yep.
Everything's got electricity. All right, I want you guys to send energy and love to her. We're going to do the same thing. Okay, you ready? Here's electrified, sorry. We love you. We love you. We love you. We send healing energy to you. We love you. Thank you. Thank you.
Is there a reason why at first I couldn't breathe?
Yeah. Sucking the breath right out of you. No, it's making roots flowing in.
I mean, I started almost getting worried I couldn't breathe anymore.
That's why I couldn't get up.
Did you experience that you couldn't breathe?
That's why I couldn't get up initially.
What does that mean? I think I can get it.
It's a stranger.
Ooh. Oh my goodness. It's a what? What was that again? It's almost-
Right. So, this technique, because somebody was talking about animals earlier, Greg, that's what you do with an animal or something. For yourself, you don't have to go through this. You can visualize the energy. You can do this whole thing for your cheek, your knee, your back. If you want it, you can do the same principle with yourself. I'm telling you, focus on yourself and on your animals first and primarily as your focus. If you change you change the world to a small degree, or a large degree, depending on who you are and what you've done. But I want you all to know that what I'm saying to her while I'm doing it, it's all about love. It is about love. Okay? Rita, do you mind?
No?
Okay, you can be gentle. Everybody focus on Rita. Everybody's ready, we're gonna go. Okay. Keep sending your love to her. Basically, I just recharged her batteries. You guys are sending her love. We love you, Rita. Peace and love to you. Amen. She's got a mask on because she's a famous celebrity actress and she was one of the lead. That's a true story. Okay. Just want all you to prepare her. So right now, start loving her. Start sending your energy. And several people here are doing the right thing because they go to SRF, they know if you rub your hands together, you're going to generate more electricity. She needs a bigger shot, so I'm going to do mine. Rub your hands together. Get electricity. No friction. We love you. We love you. Amen. Robert, you want to help her back? Did you guys? Something happened there because I was quickly depleted. It was like, boom. I don't know if you felt that at the end. It was like, oh, that was the other rule I forgot to tell you guys. Always visualize a protective light around yourself.
Maybe we ought to send energy to you.
Yeah.
Yes, all right. All right.
Yeah. Have a
Okay.
seat. Are you ready?
All right, do a little shot for me, Glenn, please. All right. We
love you.
I can feel it. Yeah, when I did the
Love
last
you.
one, it was like, right on. So as an ending story, I'll tell you what, I was in England in 2016, and I told the story last night to Sharon and Kim about me going to Wales. When I got to Wales, I don't know, had a dream to go there. There was a battle I had to fight. When I got there, when I got to town, there was this darkness, like a black cloud over the city of Bridgeton, Wales. I didn't know the history of the town. The next day, I went on a hike, and we came across this circle, a druid circle. Large, small stones about this tall, but large area. And I picked up, when I got there, I had this vision of young teenagers having a ceremony in the middle of this thing, doing rituals, don't know what the heck they're doing, and it unleashing this darkness on the city. And so I started praying every day. I was there for several weeks. And I got sicker every day, and sicker every day. I had double pneumonia, I had a heart attack, I had pink eye, I had strep throat, I had inflamed stomach, I had ear infections. I mean, everything was happening to me. I was dying. And when I went back to the United States, the plane landed in Florida, and I get on, I had blood coming out of the ears, blood out of the eyes, blood out of the nose, and I ended up in the hospital and having a heart procedure. And I couldn't understand why that town was killing me. I gave it everything I could give it. And then months later, I go on the internet, and it has these videos about the teenage suicide capital of the world, that town. It only has about 20,000 people or so, and it has had hundreds of deaths. They don't even track it anymore. The kids hanging themselves, teenagers. No problems, average kids in school hang themselves. So the police stopped reporting the numbers to the public. So they thought that was causing it. But I felt like the town had been taken over by this evil force. And so then I went there and I did these rituals, and it zapped my energy. But I recovered. But I know what I'm doing, and it was that hard on me. So I'm just telling you this. If you start doing stuff like that, don't, unless you really know what the heck you're doing. It's not, well, I think I can do it. No. There's a greater power in evil than you realize. There's tremendous power. If you read my book, Spiritual Warrior Journey, I talk about an exorcism I did, where this person went to a Catholic priest, wanted to help the exorcism, and they finally, after months, agreed. She went to this priest, had been 20 years as a priest. She comes back at the time they were supposed to do it. The guy had resigned after being a priest for 20 years. He quit a couple of days before she came. So they gave her another priest. He was going to do it the next week. She comes back the next week and he had a heart attack and died. So then the Catholic priest didn't want to give her anybody more. So she comes to me. And so I went, since she was Catholic, I went to my friend, Father Jack, who we know, Father Jack LaRocca, Santa Clara, St. Lawrence Church. And I said, I need the rituals, things, and holy water for the ceremony. He helped me. By the time I got home, he had a nervous breakdown, and the parish put him in a mental hospital for 3 weeks. And he never really recovered. He was always treated like, and he was a Creabon. And that means something. Okay? And he had a mental breakdown. So, all these people, 3 Catholic priests, one quits, one dies, one goes nuts. When I'm telling you there's evil in the world, trust me. So if you have mental stuff, you got to say, is this all me, all my imagination? There may be other things that are afoot. So, that's a terrible story to tend towards the end here.
That's not a good one to end on.
That's not good.
That's one to start.
But I'm going to tell you one about prayer.
Did the lady ever get her thing exercised?
What was that?
Did, she wanted an exorcism, did she ever successfully get the place exorcised?
I've been 100% positive results. Everyone I've done has taken a toll on me at times, but yeah, 100% positive results. And then one time, that one when I came back from the house performing it, I went into my house, I felt something outside, I walked outside my yard, and there was like a glass dome over my whole property. And on the other side, I look up, I see little sparks like electricity and lightning, and I see demons, demonic forces trying to get in, but they couldn't get in. My yard and my family were all protected. But it was the power to do that. Otherwise, if you didn't have the power to do that protection, you'd have just like the other people. It's real.
I'd like to say something about, there's a place, probably some of you know, south of San Francisco called the Devil's Slide.
Yeah, know exactly what
The
you're saying.
doctor just drove off the
I was gonna
cliff
say, the
with
cliff
4
there.
kids. And a bunch of things similar have happened over the years. You're talking the Druid place in Wales. Well, it seemed like the Devil's Slide has something like that going on, and I've been praying for this dude. It's something just, I want to go up there and talk to him. I want to, I just thought I'd bring this out.
Let's talk about the Delta. Here's a guy, he's got this beautiful electric vehicle, and he decides with his family, 2 kids and his wife, he just jams on the gas and goes right off the cliff.
That just happened.
Goes down 400 feet or something.
250 feet.
250
but they all
feet.
live, they're in
The
this.
thing tumbles around and he lands on its wheels. Kid's not hurt, just the parents.
It was a test.
And they arrested him after his operation. He's handcuffed to the
Who's taken over by?
he tried to kill everybody. So there's certain places in the world that there's a different frequency. And if you're running with an evil mind and your frequency is low, you're subject to those laws and that frequency at that location. All right. Now there's healing places. Let's not create it here. There are healing places to go. For example, right here in Encinitas. My gosh, people are coming and they don't even know why they're coming. I watched them at the grounds here, at the SRF temple. And all these people walking around there in Encinitas there, and I'm going, they're just walking around. They don't know why. They're here. Oh, that's nice. I mean, there's ponds and gardens elsewhere, but they're like, oh, there's an energy there, right? There's a healing energy. So if you're having mental, emotional, spiritual depression, things like this, these are the kind of secret places that you want to go, where everybody knows your name. One of those sacred places is Babaji's Cave. And I said something earlier, I went there in 2004, and I spent several weeks on a typewriter on my computer, number 10 edition, it was little stuff with only single space, and I wrote down 4 pages, both sides, of everybody in my life, including you, Jerry, everybody in my life I thought needed prayer, or I ran across, I had hitchhikers, homeless people, foster kids, strangers. I just put down stranger on the road, 99, what year, right? Well, I figured God knows who they are, so I just typed them down, right? And when I went to Babaji's Cave, I took that list out, and I mentally read the names. So all those people in my life, bad bosses, all these people, the Viet Cong I shot at, I had them all down there. And the LZ X-ray Tango, whatever it was. Boom, everybody was in that. Everybody was there that was fighting that day. Blessed for all, blessed. And I read that thing. It took me a long time in the temple, or at the cave. And then when I ended up, I took that list on the Ganges River at sunrise. Read it as the sun was coming up, and then consecrated in flames and lit the ashes on the Ganges. And that's how I disposed of the list. So anybody I knew up to that trip, lots of names, they were on there. And when I didn't know the name, I just little description, and power of love. Now I'm going to leave this last 15 minutes, because thank you very much. I'm going to leave this is your time with me. If you have a question, personal or otherwise, something for the group, this is the time to shoot. If you got my business card, you got my email address, I will entertain questions after the fact. I'll be in India, hopefully I'll have the internet, but I'll answer what I can. And with the reception I'm getting here, I may just come back again, and we do spend a day on empowering and visualizing, and in other words, manifesting, whatever methods we use, because I talk about manifesting, but it's not like, I want a car, I want a job. Let's manufacture the things that really count. Happiness, love, peace, relationships, marriage, all these things. So those that want to get into that relationship thing and about the interpersonal stuff, we'll do something on that. If all I need is somebody's house or a place to do it in, contact me sometime this summer or something. I'd love to come down here. All right, I'm open, the floor is open to questions and craziness.